On the right wing was Whitaker on that 50-50 chance, and that was exactly the type of goal that Sophie Spina got earlier today to pick up the win over Center Grove.
Nice opportunity. Again, Penn's pushing up, so they're, if Cathedral can continue to counterattack quickly in the midfield, they're going to get those kinds of opportunities, and that was certainly another one. And here's another corner kick, 50-50 ball in the box. And Cathedral's been very successful with this today.
Ventimiglia with their cross on the play, knocked down into defense nicely by Samantha Trail. But Ventimiglia now with another corner. Now Burr knocks it down on the play, and back to the 18 come the Kingsmen. And they'll just kick it back to the midfield circle with 28-23 remaining in the match, and Cathedral in control by a score of 4-0. Whitaker now 1-on-4. Good job of back checking by Penn's Mallory Hart. She'll kick it over the near touchline, throw in Cathedral. You got about 10 feet on each wing here at Kuntz Stadium. You got a nice lane to run up on the ball, and seen some of the student athletes really take advantage of it by kind of doing the crescent run up on the wing.
Yeah.
Here's the cross midfield area. It goes off of number 20, ball. Haley Alden, and a good job, good heads-up play that time by Emily Johnson, number 1, to come up with the save for Penn.
Cathedral's getting all their efforts coming from the outside and serving the ball in, and that's what they're doing well. They're getting the ball wide. They're spreading Penn's defense out, and then sending a quick ball, changing the point of attack and attacking that far post. And they've done a nice job with that.
Good physical play now by Strowinski in the offensive third for Penn. Let's see if she forced a corner. She did not. Good job, as they may have ruled a push in the back there in the far corner on the Penn Kingsman striker. Penn getting set to go back to the bench. They're going to bring in Allison Schultes, a freshman, along with Amanda Jones. Amanda Jones was the hero in the game against Lake Central. She got the game-winning goal against the Lady Indians in the semi-state for Penn. That was a marathon game that ended up going into overtime, and earlier in the day, Lake Central had to play a shootout against Valparaiso, so Lake Central really, as you talked about, Coach, about the fact playing two big games on the same day. That's very tough on these student athletes.
And it's semi-state level too. We've talked about that as coaches in our coaches association and trying to, how we can get away from doing that. It's just such a tremendous thing to ask these kids to play two, solid games, do or die, in different weather conditions and the kind of physical exertion this sport takes. We can debate about how this sport is different than others, but it's asking a lot, and it's almost about which team survives more than anything, and who's more physically fit and who can handle it. So it takes a tremendous amount of energy to play two games in a day.
Nice run by Ashley Sill, but her foray is thwarted by Parsons. Now midfield support by Penn's number 2, and that's Allison Schultes trying to help out on the play on Sill. Yeah, I think the change, Coach, with the format with the regional and the semi-state has been very advantageous to the student athletes.
Oh, no question. The sectional and the way the regional's set up, you're playing one game, on 2 different days, or you got a 2 or 3 day rest. That helps a lot. When you play a soccer game, one game, you're pouring every amount of energy you've got into 80 minutes or plus if you go into overtime. And to do that twice in a day is just so tremendous. I mean, kids do it in club and they go to tournaments and things like that, but not when all the marbles are on the line for the state championship or your semi-state championship. So it's a lot to ask. And we saw it with the game in the Boise game this earlier this evening, and Chesterton did a great job. But you saw that they just lost their legs toward the end of that game after exerting an overtime game against North Central. And Penn, who had a great game this morning against Dwenger, just looks like they just don't have the legs that Cathedral has right now. So it's too bad that you got to have a game in the morning where you're not as fresh in the evening game when it's everything on the line, and be nice to see that get changed.
Yeah, the old format, of course, you had the 4-game regional, and then you had to come back with the 4-team, I should say,
right,
and then the 4-team semi-state. And boy, I tell you what, a grueling stretch there. Now a nice hand for number 24, Colleen McGrath, one of the few seniors, and she shakes the hand of Coach Behringer out here and gets congratulatory high fives from the rest of the squad. Big hug here on the near sideline from her, from Natalie Warner, a couple seniors that know that this is going to be the end of the line for them for their high school careers, and what a way to go out. 4-0 lead for Cathedral over Penn with 23:55 remaining in this match. Midfield third header by Trail. Double deuce gets it up to Allison Schultes for the Kingsmen. And now they get it up on the play on the left side to Paige Strowinski. 50-50 ball. Paige now with a steal on the left side. She took the ball away from Jennifer Collins, which was rare today. Strowinski now in the corner on the play, trying to get something going. The 5'4 junior headed off one of the defenders. Good job of sealing off on the play by Kathleen Tyson, who now is in between the pipes for the Irish. Right wing now with 23-21 remaining here in the match. And Cathedral up by a score of 4-0. Now a shot towards Tyson and a goal! A score for the Kingsmen by number 2, Allison Schultes, the freshman. And the 5'8 Frosch made no mistake about it as she turned nicely on the ball. And she picks it up at 56-48. And the Kingsmen break the shutout. They now trail 4-1.
I mean, what a tremendous shot. I mean, that was just a laser to the upper 90. And Tyson just didn't have a chance at it. It came so quickly. What an unbelievable shot. Great goal.
So the freshmen will remember that one for a long time. That's for sure for Penn. And Schultes, who we didn't even have on the 2 deep. And the freshman with a great move, and that bodes well for the future for the midfield for the Kingsmen.
Great goal.
Put it right where Tyson could not reach it. Far side, upper 90. Right now we've got a little discussion here at the midfield stripe. You get a look there at Kathleen Tyson, the 5'7 junior for the Irish, who's getting some valuable experience between the pipes. Both netminders for Cathedral are back next year. Tori Shopper will graduate. We'll definitely miss Katie Sapancic, the right fullback, a 5'6 senior, along with Natalie Warner, who we talked about, and Alex Hall, along with Colleen McGrath. But the cupboard is not bare.
No, not at all. Not for this. This team has just got so much young talent, and they're being successful with that talent now is a tremendous accomplishment. A lot of teams are heavily senior loaded, and they get to this level, but to have teams and Penn as well. Penn is young as well, so to get to this level and to get to this game, as difficult as that is, they both of these programs need to just look. One of them is going to win tonight. It's looking very much like it's going to be Cathedral, but they both need to look at that roster they've got and the players they've got coming back, and they've got to be excited about that.
So they'll blow the play and play once again with 23:32 remaining here in the match. And Penn has finally gotten on the board here. They now trail by a score of 4-1. Mentioned before, we've already crowned the boys' side of things as the Evansville Memorial Tigers won on the boys' side, and now into the ball game for the Kingsmen is Nicole Fendora. Now check that. It's actually number 19, and as luck would have it, Coach, I don't have a 19 on the roster.
Yeah, I'm looking at it too. I'm like, okay, I'm not sure who that is.
50-50 ball now, spin-a-rama move on the midfield stripe. Picked up on the play by Alicia Sellers, number 8 for Penn. Looking again for Strowinski. Trying to go through the Cathedral sandwich deep in Irish territory. And they're going to call a foul, I believe, on the back by Strowinski. And that will result in a free kick for the Fighting Irish.
It's like Kyra Riggins, number 19.
Well, that's for Penn. Let's see if we can find
Cathedral.
Midfield third on the play now. Okay, here we go.
Sorry.
Kendra Toombs. So Kendra Toombs is in the lineup now for the Penn Kingsmen. So that was an addition to their postseason roster here down at Kuntz. And now it looks like number 23, Emily Dukoff, a 5'5 junior, is also going to get a chance. Tip shot now goes off of number 20, Haley Alden, and it's going to be a corner kick now for the Irish. Coming up on the halfway point of the second half, Cathedral with a 4-1 lead, and now they've got another one of those corner kicks, which they've been deadly on tonight.